This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So on your left-hand navigation, if you go to the exam booking module, you have 4 kind of items underneath. This first one is where all of the test requests are going to be housed. I'm not going to try to say all of those words in Spanish, so my apologies, but I'll put my mouse over them.
Don't worry, don't worry.
But so this is where when a student submits a test request, it will land here in your pending tab until you approve it or decline it. And then if it gets approved, it moves over here. And if you decline the request, it lands in this archived section. If a student cancels or you cancel, it will also go into archived. And then when the test is over, so if the test is from like 9 to 10 today, at 10, it moves into archived. And so they will all end up here. So we're going to come back to this in a minute. This next tab is where you maintain your testing space. And so right now you have one test room with 2 seats in it. And so if you ever needed to make changes, you could use the little pencil icon to edit, add additional seats or whatever you need to do. And then building is where you maintain the actual building that it's in. So you can always come in here and change the name of the building if you need to. This third tab down is where you set up testing availability. So in order for a student to submit a test request in your testing center, they have to, you have to make the room available. And so every semester you want to come in here and make sure that the availability is set up so that, you know, the student, you make sure you accept all lengths of exams, you allow students to start however, on whatever start options you'd like, and then you make sure that the times are set. Instead of redoing this every semester, you can always edit it, like edit that record and then just change the dates. So that's one kind of quick way to make sure that, you know, you have your testing space open. And then the last tab down is if a faculty uploads a test and exam into Accommodate, you can always find it in here. And so this is a good place to look if a faculty has uploaded a test.
Yeah, actually, I had that question because I didn't know where do I upload the exam as an instructor of a course.
Yeah, so I'll show you. It's a good question. So, so first, let's look at. We're gonna go in as Quora. So when Quora logs in, if a student is approved for testing accommodations, they're going to have access to this testing room tab. And so they'll click on that. And then to submit a new request for an exam, they click new booking request. If you want to change the label on that button, I think I have to do that. So just let me know what you'd like to change it to and I can update that. They'll pick the class. Oops. And then they have all these options, right? So they can pick a date range, a time range. They can note if it's a final exam or if they want to put in a specific length, they can do that. Like it's only a 30-minute quiz, something like that.
I have a question. This part could be in Spanish because I don't know if I have some students that they had a lot of problem with English. They don't understand anything. So when they are going to request, I don't know if they will be confused.
Yeah. Jose,
I think that in the text editor, I believe.
Yeah, I think you would just come into text editor and then you just have to get to this page, but you could update it right here. So you can change the label and then you can change the text.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. Cool. So then, so after the student, you know, puts whatever information in, they can check availability and then they'll get time slots open up on the right-hand side. And so they'll find the date, you know, that they're looking for. So say it's Wednesday at 9. Then they come to this confirmation page. They can put in the type of exam it is. And then this is new, I think from the last time I saw you, where they can actually check off which test accommodations they need from their approved accommodation. So they'll only see what they're approved for that's connected to test room booking. And so if they didn't want to use something, they could uncheck it. They can put any notes and then they submit.
That will be like the list of materials that the faculty will allow.
So this is all from the student page, so we
Okay.
could put that in there, or what happens is after the student submits the request, then faculty will get an email telling them that you've approved a test request, and then they can go in. And so let me show you that part. So faculty, and I actually don't know which professor this is, hold on. Art history. Haberman. Okay. So if you wanted to approve it, you could go ahead and approve right from here, right from your manager view. And then if we go into the faculty tab, we're going to log in as Haberman. And then the faculty can go into courses. They'll click on the course, and then they'll go to room bookings. And so this is where they'll see any pending or approved test requests for their students. And so they'll open it up, and then they can, from here, this would be maybe the place where we would want to add like what materials are allowed.
Yeah, I will send you the list after the meeting is over.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so then what I can do is right above where they submit the exam, I can add that question like what's allowed. And then if they have a physical exam to upload, they'll put it here.
Yeah, that will be perfect.
Okay. Do you have students getting a lot of online exams right now?
Valerie, hay un flujo grande de estudiantes que estén tomando exámenes virtuales.
Yes, actually, yes. And for final exams, it's a lot of void actually too.
Okay. Do you want me to put a question on here that says, is this exam online? Yes or no? Because then
Yes.
if they don't upload one, then you know why.
Yeah, that will be perfect.
Yes, because I actually have some students that it's online, but they took it on the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I can put, I'll add two things here. So I'll add list of allowed materials, and then I'll add a question, is this exam online? Yes or no? And then they can pick. Okay, perfect. Online. Okay. And Jose, I'll put this in my follow-up, but can you just write that out for me in Spanish? However you'd like it to, whatever you'd like that question to say, and then I'll put that in.
Yeah. Well, what question will be?
Just, is the exam online? I don't know if there's any specific
examen
language you'd like to use.
El examen será en
Examen en línea. José.
There you go.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Great. So then the faculty can, they can upload a new test. Oops. All right, let's do test 2. It's a 30-minute quiz. Let me upload file. They'll put the date, the dates that the student can take this exam and the times. And so it may just be one specific date and time, right? It may be on Tuesday from 9 to 11, but it may also be that maybe they have more than one student taking it, and so they're going to allow you to offer it in a wider date range. And then if they use this apply to all records, this will automatically attach the exam to the test request for the student. So the student doesn't see it, but you can see it, and then you know exactly what test to give them. So if you want to, because I can give you instructions for how to get to this page, but if you want to
Yeah.
change some of this language to Spanish, if you'd like, you know, you could do that as well.
Yeah, I would like that.
Okay. And then we'll submit. And then here's the last question. So something you were going to discuss as a group. Do you want to allow faculty to approve or deny a test request? If we leave it as is, if a faculty denies the test request, right, they say, no, this is not approved, that will archive the request on your end as well. So if you don't want to give them the power to do that, we can also build in a custom question with no impact, right? So they would say if it's approved, yes or no, but it's not going to change anything on your end. You can just see that it's not approved, and then you can decide if you want to archive it or not.
Yes, I think the second choice, because when they Jose, I don't know how to say, cuando solicitan el examen.
Yeah, to submit
Yeah, a request. When they
a request.
request that we could administrate the test on the office, they need, I mean, the student need to coordinate the test with the professor first.
Okay. So assuming they've done that, there should never be a
Yeah, they should.
challenge.
They should done that before they requested on the
Okay.
office.
We can also take this off altogether if you don't think it's useful, but if you want, I could build that custom question, and I could add, if they check no, I could add a follow-up that says why not.
When a student came by to our office to request testing time in the testing room, we asked them first if they talk with their professor, if their professor have any knowledge that they will be taking the exam in our office. So yeah,
Okay.
we need them to know first.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I'll just update this, and so that it doesn't actually do anything on your end, but it's still there if the faculty needs to tell you something like, I told the student they need to take it on this day, you know, and then there's an automatic email that you will get when a faculty adds an exam. And so I can put those questions in the email. So, okay. Cool. So then when they submit, then that exam goes in the exam section, right? And then if they have applied it to all records, I think, there we go, the test is automatically connected. So you see
Okay.
it down here, which is nice. And then once the test is over, this exam will move into past exams.
Okay.
They for the message that goes that it's sent to the faculty or the professor, I don't really know. We can add that they can give us the information if they are going to send the test for the office, or they are going just to bring it to the office.
Yeah, we could, one place to do that, we could do it right on here, like where they actually review the test request and upload an exam. You could put a question in here like, will you deliver the exam to our office, or how will we get the exam? And then you could have options like, I'll upload it here, it's online, I'll drop it off. Do you want to do something like that?
Okay. Yes, that will be really useful.
Okay. And then what we could do is, in that automatic email they get, we could just give them instructions for how to get here. So log in, go to courses. So I can send you an example if you want to look at that and let me know what you think.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then was I going to say? Yeah, and then I can add a question here. How will you provide the exam to our office? And then those choices can be drop off at our office, upload here, or exam is online. Does that sound good?
I'm sorry?
So I'll add that other question right here that says, how will you provide the exam to our office? And then it will
yes.
give those choices.
Yeah.
And then options would be here, drop off, or exam is online. Okay. Okay, great. And so, yeah, then what you'll have here in your calendar, you can see, upcoming tests that are happening. You can find the exams in here. And there you go. Any other questions about test room booking?
How do you request the testing time as a student from the student interface? Is that the same as a appointment?
So that's what we just went through with this student, right? So they'll log in, they'll go to testing room or whatever you change it to, and then they'll do a new booking request. And it is a lot like appointments.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so they'll go here, and then once they pick their course, they pick the parameters, and then they'll see the slots over here. So let me just remind myself. So, sorry, here we go. So the students have to request at least 7 days ahead of time. Yeah. And so if a student reaches out to you and says, I missed the deadline, but I really need to take this exam with you. If you're going to allow them to take the test with you, you could go to add new alternative. You would go into the test room booking module and that first page. Sorry, and then there is right from here, there's an add new alternative test room booking option. And then in here, you just start to type the name of the student, and then you just fill out all the fields. So you'll note when, what time, how long it is. You can type in the course and her courses will pop up for you to choose from, stuff like that. And so then if you have the exam from the faculty, you can upload it here. But as long as you approve the request, the faculty will still get a notification that you have, that they need to provide a test to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that's all you need to do. And then if you approve it, it will land in approved. And so that's how you do that manually. Yeah. And next time we meet, I'm going to ask you to go through this, step by step. But I can update the faculty form before we do that.
Okay, that will be great.
Okay.
I believe Valerie is having some issues with her internet. She told me.
I see that. Sorry to hear that. That's so frustrating. Okay. So things that we're going to do. I'll put this in my follow-up, but ask you to send me allowed materials for tests. I'll update the faculty form with all the changes we talked about. And then I would just ask you to reach out to Edward to find out if there's an update on any of the IT information. I'll also send you the import template so you can see what data we're looking for on faculty.
Yeah, we will try to communicate with him as soon as possible and tell him we need that information as soon as possible.
Okay. Okay. Great. Well then I would just suggest that you get in the system and practice, submitting a test request or approving, an accommodation request. I can send you a list of test students who you can use to fill out accommodation requests for and stuff like that. That's going to be the biggest help is if you spend some time practicing. So.
Yeah, I would like that.
Okay, great. Any other questions for me right now?
At least I don't have any question. I don't know if Valerie has any question. Valerie, ¿tienes alguna pregunta? No sé si me escuchas.
Yes. ¿Me escucha?
Te escucho.
Okay. Well, I don't have a question, but I know I will have a lot of questions. But we are going to take a day so we can, Jose can train us all in the office about the program, and we hope that Edward could bring that information so we can start as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Great. I just pulled up the timeline. So these dates are just general. Obviously, we don't have a set meeting schedule, but in our next meeting, we're going to do, I'm going to ask one of you to go through test room booking and practice start to finish. I just want to talk about moving forward too. Are you still hoping to also launch with service provider? So that's like here note takers, interpreters, and transcribers, like assigning those out. Is that
Yeah,
still something you want to launch with?
yeah, we
Yes.
would like that. Serían los
Okay.
anotadores, ¿no, Dari?
Yeah.
Okay. And then same thing for alternative format. So that's like, you know, an audiobook or so that students can submit requests for alternative text. Is that something you'd like to do?
Valerie, at least I don't know.
¿Cómo fue audiobooks?
Can you tell us again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So if a student, do you provide like textbooks to students in different formats? So like either a book you can listen to or like a large print book or anything like that?
No, we don't. But that could be an option too.
Yeah, because we had some students with particular accommodations uh, in their exams, like Scantron, uh, single paper exam.
Mhm.
I don't know if that will qualify in that.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Then I'll keep it on the schedule um, and we'll plan to go through it. But we'll say service provider is much more important. So we want to make sure we cover service provider and that people are comfortable with the workflow, test room booking, and service provider. Let's say those are our priorities, and then we'll go into alt format if we still feel like we have the time. If not, you can add that later, and that's okay. That's something you can also do at a later time, but
Okay.
we'll try to make sure we fit it in so that you can have it when you launch.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
okay. Great. Okay. Well, I will send out a follow-up email. I'll send you the recording from today, and then I will also send some dates for our next meeting. If you all can look at your calendars and let me know what works.
Okay, I will be sending you the list of materials soon.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you both so much. Valerie, it was so nice to meet you. And I will see you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye.